Life in a triangle wrapped in a sphere. Life in a triangle wrapped in a sphere. So what I mean by that, your life is a triangle. All right. You got 3 points in that triangle. That top point is going to be the letter B. That's your belief. Whatever you believe in, that's going to be the top point, your belief. To the far right, the right corner of that triangle, that's going to be point A. It's going to be your associates. Everyone you associate yourself with, good and bad. To the left point, it's going to be the letter C. It's going to be your community. Your community has a power in your life. It's going to be positive. Some of it's going to be negative, but that's where you get all your support from, your community. So the 3 points, again, top point, B, belief. What do you believe in? What's your belief system? That right corner, your associates. That left corner, your community. Now, you may ask yourself, why you say life in a triangle wrapped in a sphere? Around that triangle is a circle. That circle is going to be identified as the letter F. It's your fortress. That's your protection. That's what you protecting yourself from. Because there's going to be a lot of outside entities that try to penetrate that fortress. All right. So now in this visual, you got the triangle with the 3 points, and it's wrapped in a circle. That also creates 3 voids between the circle and the triangle. So you're going to have those empty voids, those empty spaces on 3 points of your triangle. It's going to be empty. Those are voids, right? That's going to be your point E. Each of those voids are going to be the letter E for those 3 voids, because those are the people or situations or institutions or organizations that you excuse. You put your distance between you and them. They've penetrated the fortress, but they hadn't penetrated the triangle, or they've been within that triangle and now they got pushed out. They're excused. At that top point, you got belief. If that right corner, you got associates. And between those 2 points, between that and the triangle, you have a void there. There are going to be some beliefs that you have to excuse. Ain't necessarily just religious. It can be what people believe. It could be people's belief systems. It could be how people believe in other people. That's why it's tied to associates, because you're going to have to excuse them. People have different train of thinking and different thoughts, different processes, but you're going to have to excuse people for those thoughts and those processes. You can't come within this realm of this triangle. I'm going to have to excuse you. Whether it's a painful excuse or a well-received excuse. You're going to have to excuse them. Associates can be your friends, your family, business partners. Things ain't going the way you think it should go. You're not believing in them the way that you used to believe in them. You're seeing things from them, or their belief is changing. It puts a lot of static between y'all, a lot of traction in a negative manner between y'all. You put them in that corner. Excuse them. That bottom point where you have associates on one side, community on the other, they're going to be people within your community. You're going to have to excuse them. They're going to be associates, again, that get excused, and they may be tied to your community. They may be leaders in your community. There may be elders in your community. There may be people that's really wise and they're in your community, but you're seeing that they're no longer good for the community. Some people will grow a hardened heart. Some people will grow sour. Some people think the world is against them, so they're trying to take everything the world has to offer and don't care who they hurt. These people could be your associates. They could also be within your community. So you're going to have to excuse them. For your level of protection, your level of sanity, you're going to have to excuse these people that don't mean the best for you. Along with that, in that last void, you got community and you have belief. Sometimes the belief is going to change in the community. Sometimes it'll be people within the community that their beliefs change. So now they got to be excused. You have to distance yourself away from these people because the 3 points in that triangle provide balance to you. But at each point in that triangle, you're going to have to excuse people because they are no longer a benefit to your life. Triangle. There might have been a time where you believed in them, but their actions show you can't believe in them. You got to excuse them. At one point in life, they may have been an associate of yours. Now you see that you got to excuse them. At one point in time, they may have been part of the community and their beliefs changed. Now you got to excuse them. But you have to make sure you excuse them along with also having that fortress up because you're going to have others that's wanting to come to you. You're going to have others that's wanting to gravitate towards you. They see what you got going on. They see what you're doing. And if I can align myself with them, I could eat. Why not bring value without looking for monetary gain? Why not bring value without looking for anything to gain? Just the simple fact that I want to assist this person in their community. I want to assist this person in their belief. I want to be a elder to them in the associate category. But I got to penetrate this fortress. And there's going to be a lot of imposters that penetrate that fortress thinking that you don't see their true intentions. And it may take you some time. It may take some years. It may take some months, weeks. That timeline is different for everybody, but they're going to penetrate your fortress. That level of protection you got up around you, they're going to penetrate you. You already know those 3 points where you have voids, the letter E. You got them voids there. You already know them. You already know what their intentions are, what they intend to do, what they're trying to do. You already know how to sort of handle them and keep them at bay. But it's the people that coming beyond the fortress that's trying to get in, trying to penetrate that fortress to get closer to you. It's all about balance. Not one point is heavier than the next, but they're all equally important. And sometimes when we look at life, we don't see it the way I'm describing it because we think this person really has a good heart, has good intentions, mean us well. And that person may be in your community, but they just there for gain. They may be aligning themselves with you as an associate for gain, but they don't believe in what you're doing. They don't believe in your train of thought. You got to understand that the imposters are going to come from all angles. This is true life. This is a true life testament of how life can go for many people. You see people who make a lot of money, especially like your celebrity status, people with notoriety. They got a lot of people coming at them. They're there for gain. They're there for exposure. They're not there for that person's best interest. The bulk of them, they're there because they're trying to advance whatever it is that they're trying to advance. No different than when someone is struggling, they're down and out. They don't have a whole lot of people around them. They don't have an entourage. They have people that distance themselves from them. And if you ever experience that, you make sure you remember who distanced themselves from you. So when you come up, when you back on, you make sure you keep them outside of that fortress. They all come to you sounding like a friend, but everyone has their own agenda. Everyone has whatever it is that they trying to do on your back, on your coattail, of your credit, of your merit. You have to protect yourself in this life triangle. You have to protect yourself. That's why the fortress is there. That's why you have these 3 points that are very significant and important. Whatever you believe in, whoever you believe in, I'm not here to judge whatever it is you are, spiritual, religious. That's not my forte. But you have something you believe in, a higher power that you believe in that gives you a moral compass, that you know right and wrong, that you don't go against morale. The same applies for your associates. You have people that you associate yourself with that you know ain't good for you or you know good for you. You know they got a good heart. They got good wisdom. They got good education. They're going to push you a certain direction because they see what you don't see in yourself or they know your comfort levels and you don't like to be uncomfortable. Those are your associates. Your, your community, your community will see it all. Your community will see it all. See everything good you're doing, see everything bad you're doing. See everything good you've done, seeing everything bad that you've done. There's people in your community right now that 20 years ago, they were horrible people. They were bad people. And people so many times people remember what someone done from a negative aspect and they don't focus on what they're doing from a positive aspect. And people can change. People don't realize they can change. But they're in your community and they have changed. They have proven themselves to not be who they used to be. You may have people in your community that used to be heavy in the streets, heavy in the chaos, heavy in the nonsense. But they've totally changed and using those experiences those negative experiences that they experienced for positive. And they're in your community and they want this community to bloom and blossom. They want this community to grow. That's your life in a triangle. I gave you the visuals. At the top, you got belief. On the right corner, you have associates. On that left corner, you have community. It's wrapped in a circle. You have 3 voids in that. When you draw that circle around that triangle, you're going to have 3 voids. Those are the people that you excuse because as painful as it might be, as much as it might hurt you, there's going to be certain people or situations or institutions or organizations that you have to excuse yourself from. They don't have your best interests at heart. If you're working at a job right now and all they care about is you working 80 to 100 hours a week, but they're not paying you the wage that you need to survive and live comfortably in the area that you're in, how they benefiting you? They just using you. So at some point you got to wake up and think, I got to excuse myself from these 100-hour weeks for making pennies. You got to excuse yourself. And the sad reality is there's always going to be someone that's willing to take that job. That's the sad reality. I'm gonna give all of my time away to this, but it's not gonna grow me. I'm not gonna grow from this situation. You have to excuse yourself from it. You have to distance yourself from it. And then that fortress, all that protection, all that protection is wrapped around you. And they're gonna be people in each point that also adds to that fortress because they want you to be protected. They see your direction. They see the angles you're going. They see where you're headed. They see what positive things you're putting into the community. They see the positive things that you put into your associates. They see the positive beliefs that you have. And they want to make sure that you stay humble. Make sure that you stay sane. They don't want you to be hurt because at each point, somebody's going to hurt you. It's a lot of different variables in this whole visual that I'm giving you, but it's the truth. There's going to be people you believe in that hurt you. There's going to be people that you are associates with that's going to hurt you. There's going to be people in your community that's going to hurt you. We don't like to see it. We don't like to hear it. But some lessons in life are best taught. Some experience are best experienced. That's the painful truth of reality. Experience is the best teacher. Life lessons are best taught. If you didn't go through it, you wouldn't understand how to face it when you see it again because a lot of these lessons you're going to see again. A lot of these lessons just don't stop that one time. So you have to have this level of protection and understand that no matter who you allow into your triangle, if they are able to penetrate that fortress, that they're going to be people that come in and hurt you at different points. Even different points in your life, people are going to come in and hurt you. They're going to make you feel a way. But you have to open your eyes to this whole example that I'm giving of protection, that fortress. If that's in place, you'll be well protected. You have to, it's going to be up to you to truly excuse the people that you need to excuse. Because a lot of times that's probably the most painful thing that you have to do within this triangle. There's going to be people that you believe in that you're going to have to excuse them. It may hurt you, but you excuse them. It's going to be people that you associate with. You're going to have to excuse. It may hurt you, but you're going to have to excuse them. There may be people in your community that you're going to have to excuse. It may hurt you, but you're going to have to excuse them. And it's hard to paint this picture if you haven't experienced it yet, because once you experience it, once you go through these different points in life and you go through this triangle and you start excusing people, it may take you a little time to see the benefit in excusing certain people, excusing individuals from your triangle. It's not going to be overnight. It's going to take a little time. But when you see it, you realize it, you're going to understand that then, right then, that was the best thing that you could have done for yourself. That was the most positive thing you could have done for yourself. You feel better about everything around you because of what you distance yourself away from. Think about that. In this example today, when you hear it, what are your thoughts? Ask yourself those questions. What are your thoughts? Are there people you know in your community or you know you're associated with that you need to excuse? Because the truth of the matter is, just like people gravitate towards positive energy and positivity, the negative stuff stick way harder than the positive. It really do. If you're a dude and you known for running the streets, anything bad you done in the street, that's what most people remember you for. They don't remember, oh, you put a family in a house and bought their kids Christmas gifts and birthday presents and a brand new car. They don't remember that. They remember what you was doing in the street. If you're a young woman and you very promiscuous and you change your life, it's gonna take a while for that credibility to leave you because and the same applies to men as well. I ain't just picking. Same applies to men as well, but it's gonna take some time because people gonna remember you for that. They're gonna see you for that. They're not gonna look at who you are today. Think about that. I mean, when you watch your local news, if you in the city that you was raised in, and you watch your local news, or even if you're not in the city you raised in, but you follow the local news on like Facebook or whatever the case is, so you still see some of the local news, and you see mugshots of people that you know, and it's like, man, they're too old for that. They shouldn't be on that. I've seen a lot of mugshots, and I'm like, man, like we too old for that. Like this shouldn't be the story. And it saddens me, but ain't nothing I could do for these people. If that's the life you want to live, that's the life you want to live. And I get it. Some circumstances will make you turn into someone that you really not because of the situations that you in. But the answer ain't always to do something bad. Sometimes it's positive. Sometimes you got to take it to the belief. Sometimes you got to take it to who and what you believe in to get all that negative thought and energy away from you. Even if it is coming from your community, even if it is coming from your associates. Because if your mugshot on TV, the people that you associate with, they ain't necessarily looking to bail you out. Like, nah, dog, you did that. You stuck with it. The people in your community, if you ain't not helping in a positive manner and not being a positive influence on your community, they may pray for you, but like we're not about to exhaust our resources because you decided to make a bad decision, one that you know better. One that you know better. Petty crime. Like, yeah, it's weird, but again, when I look at the local news where I'm from and I see people that I know doing things just like, man, and I was in high school with them, so I'm looking at it from my frame of reference of I've been out of school 21 years. So if you still on or still doing or even just doing anything that you got a mugshot for and it's petty, like what you doing? I'm not condoning any criminal behavior or nothing, but I'm just saying some of these mugshots I've seen is like, wow, really? You too old for that. It ain't you ain't on no John Q expedition where you got a sick kid and you taking over a hospital. You're doing dumb stuff, dumb crap. So it's like, come on, at some point we gotta grow. At some point we have to have nothing but positive people in our associates, in our community, and have positive beliefs, and we have to excuse all that negative stuff. We have to. Some of it's still gonna exist. And it's trust me, it's easy to piss people off. You can have positive people and you piss them off. Simple things you do piss them off. You start winning, they pissed off. They love you when you was in whatever space you was in, but now that you really, really winning, you piss them off. They in your community. They your associates. It can be people that you believe in them. It can be people in your religious organizations and spiritual organizations. They see you doing certain things and they stop believing in you. And that's true. It happens. People get pissed off by how you doing in life. People see you doing certain things and moving a certain way, they get pissed off. People start asking them a dangerous question to themselves of why that ain't me. Don't do that to yourself. All you're going to do is hurt yourself by asking yourself, why not me? Or looking at someone else's situation and comparing yourself to them. I didn't do this. I ain't never been locked up. I ain't. Don't do that. That is a dangerous path. Make sure you in your life circle. Make sure you protected by your sphere and your life circle and have the people around you that you need to have around you. And for some of us, we don't need a whole lot of people around us. We don't. Some of us move best by ourselves. I don't need a circle of friends. Sometimes when you have a circle of friends and an entourage, you have too many people, too many variables to change different equations in your life. But if you just got a small few, they're going to keep you straight. Even if you don't like what they got to say, you know they ain't lying to you. They speaking to you with love because they want the best for you. But when you wrong, they going to tell you, hey, you wrong. You wrong. That's the power of community. When you wrong, you wrong. If you're doing something that ain't you, it look totally different than what people realize or recognize to be a behavior characteristic of yours, and they speak on it and you feel the way, stay close to that person. Because you feel the way they're agitating you. They're agitating that energy on you. They're agitating whatever demon may be on you. All of that's positive, but that's a part of life and we got to go through it. So therefore you have to be protected. Make sure that fortress is up. Because if you letting any and everybody in, things are going to go south. Life ain't going to go the way that you want it to go. Things ain't going to happen the way that you want it to happen. Stay protected. Life in a triangle, protected by a spear. Principles.